What's up, everybody? Sean Finnegan here, joined by Darren Brazil.
Sean, how you doing?
Good, man. Today we're taking a look at the Mission Impossible 5 trailer, which is called Rogue Nation. What do you think of this so far?
I love that they dropped the numbers, right? Like, I love that they're just giving these subtitles now, right? And that's awesome. The thing that stood out in this trailer to me is I know one point you want to touch on, which is the motorcycle sequence that's later on. But if you go back earlier, you can definitely see, there's a brief shot of him just flying, right, on who knows what kind of bike this is. I'm not a bike expert, but you know, that street bike. And I love Tom Cruise, man. He's got the Hawaiian shirt on, no helmet, hair's flying. And that's so cool that you can see that shot and just see him.
Yeah, this is something that I think is really cool about not just the Mission Impossible action flicks, but Tom Cruise in general, is that he is a legitimate stuntman and a certified stunt driver. So all of the stunts you see him do that have to do with vehicles in his movie are generally him behind the wheel, which makes really cool shots like this where it's very clearly him on the motorcycle possible, and it kind of just adds that level of realism to it. The first couple of seconds here are really interesting because we kind of get some dialogue from Jack Donaghy, Alec Baldwin,
I love seeing him in the movie. That's awesome.
Here, I guess, takes a more authoritative figure. Like maybe it kind of is hinted that he's maybe the new head of the IMF, John Voight.
Possibly. And what's nice about it, though, is like you said, I mean, it brings a little bit of comic relief to the role as well. Like,
True.
You can't look at him and not just smile, and smirk a little bit seeing him. So.
Very true. I mean, like, tell me in this shot right here that this is not Jack Donaghy from 30 Rock.
Absolutely.
Like, that looks exactly like him.
He's got the little shoulder tilt with the tilted, jaw. Like, it's perfect. Like,
right.
It's going to be funny.
In this little dialogue scene here, he's talking to Jeremy Renner's character, who is William Brandt, who we saw for the first time in Ghost Protocol, which is Mission Impossible 4. Another agent of the IMF, and he's basically trying to figure out where Ethan Hunt is, and saying that the IMF is now, it needs to be
disbanded,
dissolved, yeah, which is really funny because that's exactly what happened in Ghost Protocol. One of the things about these spy thrillers is like they're about their action set pieces. They're about kind of like the thrill and the kind of spectacle of the movie. You kind of have to be a little bit more forgiving on the plot. Here we get our first look at the female lead of the movie, who is Rebecca Ferguson. She plays a character who is yet unnamed, but we don't know if she's part of the IMF or a villain. I'm sure there will be some twist there, but she appears to be on their side.
Yeah, there always is a twist, right? They always seem to take the female leads in these and make them seem as if, they're on the other side of the fence when really they're actually on the IMF side.
Right. What's great about the way Ghost Protocol and now Rogue Nation have kind of played out is now it's a little bit more of an ensemble cast. We see our looks here at Ving Rhames, who is a classic from the series. And
since
Simon
the first
Pegg.
one, right? Wasn't he in the
yeah,
first
he
one?
was part of the original crew, not as featured. In fact, he gets disavowed at the beginning of that movie, and then by the end, he is like reintroduced as like part of the main crew. I think he's not in MI2, but he's in 3, 4, and now 5. I think.
Yeah, I'm for
or
sure.
Or maybe he's in 2 and not 3. I can't remember which one.
I felt like he was out of the. Yeah, but anyways, help us in the comments. Let us know which one we missed.
Exactly. Simon Pegg also, who kind of functions as comic relief, but is also their tech genius. And I love Simon Pegg, man. What a great guy, and what a great addition to this. Like a couple of the best scenes in Ghost Protocol were Simon Pegg scenes for sure. And now we just get a couple of awesome, like this, basically 1 minute long.
Was that a clarinet gun?
Oh man, let's go back and take a look because if
I have nothing to say about it except for the fact that it looks like he turns his clarinet, I believe, I'm not a music expert here, into a weapon.
I can't be sure, but that looks like the barrel of a gun, right? The way it's being held and the way it's kind of facing forward.
Very cool.
That is awesome. And some of these set pieces look awesome. Like even just this one right here in the theater looks super cool. I'm just really stoked on this.
Well, one of the things, and we're seeing all this tech that they use. It's one of the things I've loved in the MI franchise. Actually, the last few ones is that they've involved this. It was the last one, right, where he's sitting there and he had the umbrella or the tarp.
Oh yeah,
right,
that
created the
fake background
fake
for
backdrop.
which they could infiltrate the Kremlin.
It's borderline almost possible, right? Like you look at that and you're like, that's so such fake tech, but like they really ground it in some realistic tech that makes it seem like they actually could have these devices.
So. Oh, absolutely. I love this because it's an ode to the very first Mission Impossible. Like obviously these masks have evolved over time, but it's a staple of the Mission Impossible series, these like disguisable masks that you can pull off. What I wonder is like, what's going on here because Benji, Simon Pegg's character, is often kind of at odds in the field with his own skills.
Yeah.
Kind of always
stuck in a van.
Yeah, usually, exactly. But I wanted to skip forward to the very end, which is we get some comic relief here from Simon Pegg as well. But the point of the trailer, like the selling point of this trailer, is this scene right here, which we saw kind of released teased a little bit before the movie dropped or before there was information about it. But this is Tom Cruise hanging off the side of a military jet.
Yeah. This is legit, right? So this is Tom Cruise. They literally shot this in the British countryside, and he was flying 5,000 feet above the British countryside on, I believe, what is an Airbus A400M, right? And this is amazing. Like, I don't know if you saw the behind-the-scenes shots they had of this when they did it, actually, and he doesn't have that much rigging on him, actually. Like, he maybe had a couple cables holding them on, but for the most part, and also the designer shoes. I mean, come on. Like, that. What kind of grip do you think those have, right? Like, he's sitting there on this wing of a plane flying 5,000 feet, holding on, and they had a gyroscope camera mounted underneath the wing, obviously custom made for this shot, and that was pretty much it.
Yeah. So, obviously, Tom Cruise, again, legit stunt man.
Yeah.
He's cabled in. He's safe doing these stunts, but the fact that Tom Cruise at 51 or 52 is still strapping himself to the sides of planes and flying around in the air, that's amazing. And again, as a cinematographer myself, you couldn't get this shot if it was a stuntman.
No,
that's Tom Cruise.
You put that on green, right, and you could get that shot on a green screen or a blue screen. It just doesn't look as epic or the same. I mean, there is a difference between doing it practically, and that's. It's so good, and not only that, but the sound design, the edit for this trailer, I think, is amazing as well too, right? Just letting it sit there in that shot for a while. In a trailer that usually is a fast-paced thing, you sit on that shot, you just let the sound play, you bring the music down, so
and there's even
some
dialogue.
Yes.
It's kind of funny. Like he's yelling at the context of the scene here. If you couldn't hear or you haven't seen it, is that he's yelling at Simon Pegg's character to open the door, and Simon Pegg opens this back door here. And Tom Cruise yells back at him over the radio, no, the other door, please.
Try staying in character while shooting that.
Yeah. So this is quite clearly an awesome trailer. I am very stoked on it. I've been a big Mission Impossible fan since the TV show. My dad was a big fan, so I kind of grew up loving the series. But I'm glad that Tom Cruise has really stuck to it. This trailer has me 100% on board.
Yeah.
Puns,
almost
on
board.
Yeah,
I agree with you. I can't wait to see it. I always kind of forget about the Mission Impossible franchise in between movies. I never really look forward to the next one until it's coming out.
Actually, you're very right about that.
And then I'm amped, and I feel that's because they do have a very basic formula that they follow, much like the Bond movies have kind of gotten to at the same point. And every time they come out, I'm just ready to go see it. I'm always ready. You don't need to innovate off the plot or the storyline. Just say IMF's needs to be dissolved and try and
come up with a very complex plot and then just do some awesome action set pieces, and you will be entertained. So here we have the release date. It's July 31st. It's a Paramount movie. I think
30th.
We're all right. Well, that's actually
the
UK
that's the
release
UK.
date.
They always get things early. Why is that?
Yeah, I don't know why that is. Actually, I'll bet you it's to generate buzz.
Yeah, possibly.
Yeah, but for Darren Brazil, I'm Sean Finnegan. This was the Mission Impossible Rogue Nation trailer. Movie's coming out soon. We're all going to go check it out and have fun. But for more Mission Impossible and everything entertainment, you're already in the right place. IGN.